How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about PROG stock. It ended up having a green day on the Friday, and many are saying, Dre, we need to get an update video for Monday. So of course I got you guys covered, and especially since we spoke about in the last video, it is holding up very strong and respecting those areas of support like we talked about. I'll talk about it further in the video. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support, we want to know resistance, and what are some levels we need to look out for on Monday, and especially as this week progresses. But you know what, I keep you guys updated on these videos quite often. But anyways, then we're going to be going on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information. Are shorts still heavily vested inside of this play? We're gonna find out. And then we're gonna take a look at the order flow distribution. The reason why this is key, we want to see what happened on the Friday. What was the buying and the selling behavior like, by taking a look at the inflows and as well as the outflows for the institutional side and as well as for the retail side. And then after, when all that is done, we're jumping into the final thoughts and go over some more details as well. So let's get to it. So we're gonna do a technical analysis for PROG stock. Let's see how it performed on Friday. So it ended up closing at $2.14, being up 2.39%. On the low, it tested $2.06, and then on the high, testing $2.27. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 71.829 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days being at 136.726 million shares. So what that tells us right away, yes, we did have below average volume on the day, but there are many who are holding PROG stock, and the buying pressure did come in, and that's why we see appreciation in the stock. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a 1-year daily chart, we can see from the RSI down below, it's getting very close right there at 69.37 into that overbought territory. And then when we take a look at our moving averages on the chart, we are below the 200-day. I love the fact we're sitting right above the 100-day, and we're also above the 50-day and as well as the 21-day EMA, and these are part of the reasons why I still remain bullish when it comes to this play. So what we were talking about previously, we want to hold up this area of support right at $2, and we were able to do that on the Friday, pulling back to 206 and then seeing highs in regards to $2.27. So going into Monday, what you want to see, you're going to want to see a continuation of this. So if it does decide to pull back to this 206, 205 range, you're going to want to see it bounce and hopefully be able to get over 227 and the next level, which we visited prior, around 234. Passing 234, I'd be looking forward to seeing a strong move to the 240s before we start seeing an area of resistance right here around 249. Let's just call it 250. So keeping an eye on this 250 level will be essential. There will be a lot of profit taking. Traders are going to be all over this play. So I want to make sure you're prepared for that. But if we end up having more volume, then of course we are able to get past this 250, and I'll be looking forward to us getting to this level here around $2.70 and seeing where we can go from there. But for the most part, that gives you an idea of what the bullish case scenario would be. And as far as for the bearish case scenario on a pullback, I just want to see it hold up $2, and I'm still going to remain bullish. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for PROG. So when you see the dark pool short volume ratio is at 54.01%, and then for the dark pool short volume being just over 23.1 million shares. Scrolling down further, you can see the short shares availability is at 55,000, updated 13 minutes ago. And then for the short ball free rate being fairly high there at 74.56. When we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we could see the close of October the 14th, which was the Thursday, it was at 54.65, and then the close for Friday that just passed being at 54.01. So not much of a big change whatsoever, but it does continue to have short squeeze potential. So if we have a lot of buying pressure coming into PROG, then we can look forward to seeing some strong moves in price action, and it's part of the reasons why I remain bullish on this play. So now let's move on to the order flow distribution. Now let's take take a look at the order flow distribution for PROG. So we could see here on the inflow, it was at 29.51, and then on the outflow, it was 31.16. So we ended up having an outflow day. Taking a look at the breakdown on the large, we had 5.73, and then on the medium, we had 19.46, and then on the small, we had 4.32. When we take a look at what happened on the outflow side on the large, we had 6.85, and on the medium, we had 19.92, and then on the small, we had 4.39. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days for October the 15th, which was a Friday, having the outflow of negative 1,119.73. So seeing this breakdown right away, there was a lot of selling, there was a lot of profit taking, there was a lot of traders that were inside of this play, and we also had institutions taking profits. But the most important thing is it's still finished green on the day. So what that tells me, there are many who are holding shares of PROG, and we did have some buying that was happening even though there was a good amount of profit taking. This shows strength and why you want to see continued volume coming into this play. So now let's jump into the final thoughts, and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for PROG stock, here are the areas that you want to look out for. We talked about this in previous videos as well. You want to see it hold up the $2 level. It was able to pull back to 206 on the Friday, showed some strength. So what you want to see on the Monday is something very similar. Seeing that strength around 205, I don't mind putting it at $2. If we could hold that level, then I'm looking forward to seeing a move above $2.21 and preferably seeing it get to around $2.43. That would be the most ideal situation. If we can do this, yes, there will be some profit taking, but I feel more traders would want to jump into this play, thus driving up the volume of the stock and bringing in a lot more interest. Volume is essential. Buying pressure is essential. This is why I talk about it in every video for these particular kind of plays. When we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, yes, it does continue to have short squeeze potential. And what does that thrive on? Volume. Buying pressure. But one thing that is very clear, since on the Friday there was a good amount of selling pressure, but we still finished green. So as far as a spike, I'm going to be looking forward to seeing that sometime this week. I can't time it exactly because again, I am not a psychic, but also looking out for the right setup. And if you want to be a part of the Discord, then by all means you could do that, because we get updates. The market conditions always change. We can't just say, well, you know what, this is exactly what's going to happen if a certain situation is going on inside of the market. Things change on a daily basis. So I want to emphasize that, because you just don't want to be jumping into this play. You want to have a game plan. You want to have a strategy. Like I said, there's many traders that are in these particular type of plays and they're scalping for profits. All right. If you want to buy and hold, again, that is up to you. Just make sure that you're doing your homework and you're doing your due diligence. And another thing that I want to emphasize, when you get into these plays, make sure you're using the right position sizes, or we call it scaling. Many people are saying, well, you know what, I took my position on the first try, I spent like 15 grand. And I'm like, if your goal is to spend 15 grand on a particular stock or jump into a particular play, why not split it up? Take advantage of those dips when they do occur, when it pulls back and you have some money. And another thing to keep in mind with this strategy, don't do it if it looks like you're going to be in the middle of a falling knife, especially when it comes to these short squeeze plays, these penny stocks and so forth. This is actually a strategy I love to use when it comes to the stocks that I actually believe in, like the companies behind it. But as far as these particular type of plays, I would just go in with a small amount, and if I see there's momentum picking up, then I'll add even further. And I feel this is the right way to do it as far as managing your overall risk. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I can't wait to see how PROG performs on Monday, and I'll be talking to you guys real soon.